Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Business Party Podcast, where we already started out a little bit weird and talking, tried to start it up. Dude, this fucking shit is dumb. Like we said, trying to hit live twice. Like, why does it ask me twice? Yes, I want to go live.
And then when you end it, it does the same thing. Except when you're in the car, when you're trying to get off the thing, you hit end. It just ends it automatically. Don't ask you no questions. It just ends it.
Yeah, dude. I assume that whenever you went out, it did do that because I don't know if somebody else hit it or me or what. But hey, either way, we continued on.
No, it was totally.
It was me.
We talked about this on Sunday, and I was I knew it was you because of how fast and your face and how fast you got off the broadcast.
Right.
Like,
listen, why do you give me that power on a cell phone? I don't get it. It said end, so I thought it was ending the call, and apparently it ended the broadcast, and I noticed it right away, and I went, oh shit. Then it said leave, and I left. I was like,
one thing I'll give Rumble credit for is they continue your live when you do that. You can't automatically make another one. I think it continues for so long, so it kept it going. I'll give them credit for that. So if you have technical difficulties and you're doing live shit, stream to Rumble. It'll keep going.
Oh man, yeah. I was like, I told my wife, I'm like, I told you I shouldn't have just gone on. I told you. I said I was baiting it and just saying I went on and then fucked it up. But I was just, it was, my face
went some good shit too.
Mm-hmm.
I know. You guys, it was great. Like Bobby was a great guest. Like,
yeah,
I know.
He was a great guest, and I was like, I said it on Sunday, but my father-in-law had a heart issue, so we ended up having to be down there.
How's he doing now?
He's good. His heart is black, so it didn't skip a beat. No, I love my father-in-law with all my heart. No, he's okay. I mean, he had a stent put in, and so I mean, it doesn't stop him from smoking 37 cigarettes a day. But he's good now. We went to the zoo for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, by the way, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
we went. Thank you. We went to the zoo. I'm still in pain from walking around in 900-degree weather because there's nothing better than a zoo in the middle of Kansas where there's no shade.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's only 82. And I'm like, it's so.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
I'm getting a little woozy over here.
Yeah. You ain't kidding. But yeah, so I mean, and you got to go to Wichita. I mean, Wichita's got the better zoo, so it's 2.5 hours away from here. So I texted Mama Jay on Sunday. I'm like, I'm gonna be a little late.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we got back and we did it, but yeah, he's good now. He's playing. This man plays more video games than we do. You want to talk about the guy dives into games? He dives and he just loves first-person shooters. So he's just all about. We're playing the Division now. He's like, I already downloaded Division 2. I already beat Division 1.
I've heard that shit's good,
dude. It's so good. It's so addictive. I'm telling you, it's insanely good. And you're just walking around New York City and just fighting people. So
the usual day in New York.
Yeah, basically. It's like New York Armageddon. I'm like, what do you mean? It's New York 1997. Fucking
New York Armageddon. It's more like New York yesterday. That's about it. Like
but yeah, no, everything's good now. So
good.
Happy to be back on. I mean, because this is therapy. Like we were talking before. I mean, y'all got me doing homework over here. I used to hate homework, and I'm still doing it the same way.
Right.
I'm still doing it the same way. Like last minute, like we're gonna dive into Operation Paperclip today, and like we've been talking about it for what, a month now. And finally today, I'm like, maybe I should just go on YouTube and see if they have the book. And then the book's like, by the way, it's 10 hours, and I'm like.
Dude, and for the people out there, if you do look into it, there's a crazy amount of info that actually occurs with Operation Paperclip. Like even like Davey was saying a little bit earlier, that people kind of don't go into is like the main background. We'll talk more into it later.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna have an episode that we'll put up on Rumble and whatnot eventually, but there's a lot that goes into the background of that, as opposed to just what actually happened, because you can just say what it was, and I'm sure some people know, but there's a lot that goes into actually how it came about, how they fucking did everything. Yeah,
it's like the big draw. I mean, like what most people talk about is just like, oh, the Warner von Brahms or the Otto Ambroses and stuff like that. And there's like so much, because like in researching it, you find out like, okay, everyone always talks about like the Nuremberg trials and how it was like huge and everything, but they don't, and like there was people that were hanged, I don't know, like killed for it, but they don't tell you that like everyone else was given clemency and like released back into the wild,
brought to the US in the name of science.
They don't tell you the ironic part about it either. Either the people that were doing the hanging were then hung.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and what's crazy too is that like when you go into history, like when you go to like history in class, when you're in history class at school, they have everything segmented. Like, oh, you're going to learn about World War I, World War II, and they do it like sectioned out rather than like a seamlessly, because when you think about the end of World War II and then you go into the Cold War, you think as like there was time in between.
Right.
And like you don't understand that there was no time in between.
No, there really wasn't. Like, World War I basically continued into World War II because of the Cold War, the long game, basically spying on each other and shit and running these fucking in between operations and all that. It basically never ended.
Yeah. So it's just like,
I mean, it may not have been kinetic, but
well, I didn't realize the Russians were the good guys in World War II either. Kind of, they were kind of like, because in the book, what's the name of the book, Mom J?
Operation Paperclip.
In that book. There was more to it. I don't know.
There is more to it, but I don't. Fine, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get it.
Okay. I know there was more to the name of the book, but
I think there is a little bit. Yeah.
I guess she's not wrong, because I just put Operation Paperclip into YouTube and there it was.
Yeah, there you go.
It's there's just so much to it. Like I said, I got up to like I think chapter 7, and that's when they finally go into Operation Paperclip. But like, there's so much stuff like I didn't know, and I didn't pay attention in school. I didn't like history in school. I didn't care. But now, like listening to this, it has me captivated. Like, I've never been able to read and like see pictures in my head. I'm not one of those people.
We'll go into it quite a bit more later. But one of the things that caught my mind that was crazy is like how they had them extradited to other countries, then extradited to the US in order to make it legal. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. They wanted them here for a fucking reason. No, it wasn't just fucking gain of science and all this technology and knowledge and shit. Come on, man. Like, you guys had them brought here for other fucking reasons, and they did it. They did it in shady ways, and it shows.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, well, we gotta let the British capture this guy, because if they don't, then this happens, and then so let the British guys. I'm gonna go over there, but I'm gonna wait in Britain. And the way these guys lived in this lavish luxury, the Germans, like they were living the life, man. Like they were just having fun and like fun, and
right.
But some of the backstory, like I said, I've never liked it, but this had me hooked. Like I was just like that.
Okay, there you go. Annie Jacobsen, Operation Paperclip, the secret intelligence program that brought Nazi scientists to America. Anybody who wants to, go ahead and pick up that book or look for the audiobook on YouTube, as Davey has found, but there's a lot of info too, and it's going to give you a good background about why we have the science that we do have and all of that.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever hear about the secret camps that the United States had for some of these captured Germans, and people who would work there and like, making sure that they don't run or leave or anything ended up being Jewish military members from the United States?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember I like literally ran downstairs and then I ran around the house trying to find the book and then I ran back up. So I'm like,
she's like,
I'm tired just listening to you talk about it.
No, so there was a video that I watched, and I believe I think it might have been on BitChute. I'm not 100% sure, but it's about the story of these guys who were Jewish soldiers who are recounting how they used to like be guards for these Nazi German people. And yeah, it's real. I'll have to find it, but I didn't know that they had camps like that for, like we don't know about the Japanese internment camps. Like I don't know much about it.
Oh no.
I know it happened.
Well, there's also a lot of people that don't even realize that Japan invaded America in World War II with the Aleutian Islands and shit. But that also goes with just people not knowing stuff, not looking into things.
I mean, come on. You ever see the videos of people asking kids who the first president was? And they're like, was that Abraham Lincoln?
Oh, yeah. Ask them how many continents there are. Let's see how that goes.
My grandpa's incontinent. Is that one of them?
No, he's incompetent, you fucking retard.
95, 90, 95, 95, 95.
And while we're while we're laughing a little bit, and since you mentioned that, let's go ahead and just play that off the bat, and let's see the good old talking abilities of one Mr. John Fetterman. This is sad though, still too. It sucks because we all know that he just should not be in office, but it's like, dude. I'm
gonna tell you did you see I reposted your video? On TikTok? Did you read the comment I put? I'm gonna say it after this because I'm gonna let him talk.
Oh no, I did.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, let's go.
Earlier today, some comments about the tragic accident in 995, and if you want to make any comments with respect to that, feel free. You're recognized.
No, I would.
He called on him, and at first he was like, "Oh no!"
Really, like the 95. You know. Obviously that you're pretty much preoccupied with 95, and I know I certainly am too. And we know it's a major eatery, not just for Pennsylvania, but for the East Coast.
He's totally reading
and
off something.
A lot of Pennsylvanians are worried that the delays and repairs bring to its standstill.
All right. Now here's this.
And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here.
Yeah, he is a collapsed bridge.
To commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be
make the rains down in Africa.
Oh, that is painful. Like I know that he's in a bad condition, but that is painful to listen to. If you're a voter that voted for him, you got to be like, what the fuck was I voting? Like, what happened?
So first of all, he called 95 a fucking eatery.
Yeah.
Okay. He called it an eatery.
Did he see eatery or an aidery? I almost think he said aidery in a way. Like, but I don't even think that's a word. Is that even a word?
No. He said it was an aidery, and I said, if you voted for this guy, I'm sorry, but your mom's a hoe, because this poor dude should not be in government.
No.
This poor dude should be sitting at home and relaxing and trying to get his brain correct.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And somebody should be talking mad shit to his wife. Be like, you are a piece of shit wife. You're just letting this dude fucking go up there and embarrass himself, not fucking have his mind right, which should be healed, as you said. His ass needs to be at home fucking chilling.
Yeah. The dude can't. Okay. So he can't even understand when you are speaking to him, what you're saying. It's like the Peanuts gang teacher. Wah, 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 wah. Like he has to have the closed captions on everything. And so what's really funny though is that so the left, to get back at everybody on the right who's making fun of Joe Biden and John Fetterman being in the same place together. So then they started talking about Paul Gosar, who has Parkinson's. And they're like, oh, you all are talking about how these guys need to get out of office because they're mental ability. Look at Paul Gosar. And it's showing him like having like his tremors and stuff while he's talking. And I was like, it's different.
Yeah,
it is in a way, but I can also understand. Like, I mean, to be honest, if there was somebody on the side that I liked and they were like that, like, yeah, get them out of office. You're not healthy enough.
That's what I was saying too. I was like, I don't. And honestly, I'll be honest with you. I think the whole Parkinson's thing for Gosar is newer.
Yeah,
that people just found out about. So yeah, like he needs to like go take care of yourself.
Yeah, but Gosar also got in before he had Parkinson's. This guy literally had a tumor on the back of his neck, and he couldn't fucking even make a sentence. Eagles, they're Eagles! And it was just like...
No, the dude had a fucking stroke in the middle of his campaign.
No, it was... Well, what was it?
In May.
Well,
in May of his campaign in 2020, what was it? He had a stroke.
But it was literally months before the fucking debate and shit, wasn't it? It was like 2 months or some shit. Yeah.
And that's and I think it was Connor Lamb he was running against. I'm not 100% sure in Pennsylvania, but yeah, like he has a stroke, and then he can hardly debate or anything, and then he hardly debated Oz.
And here, oh dude, that was terrible. I know it was fucking hilarious, but when he was like, "Hello, Americans, good night." Like right at the beginning, that was pretty funny. I can't lie.
I was living up there at the time when like he got elected in and everything, and when that debate happened, this was the left response. How dare you make fun of someone who has a disability? And you're like, wait, what?
Okay, so he has a disability, and you want him to run?
So
like,
you're saying he's kind of... Never mind. I'm not gonna go
there. But that's the whole thing, though, too. Is like, and I'll even, and I was thinking earlier, and I'll say it now. It's like, even if like it's somebody on the other side that I don't agree with, I would rather it be a coherent person making good points, or at least fucking some sort of a debatable stance or whatever. But this guy is not even any. He's a fucking vegetable. He's just in there not doing anything. It's not right.
I don't know. I think it's also weird that they're like, oh, John Fetterman, he's like so fashionable. Look at him and his
my god, I am the motherfucking fashion icon. Then look at me wearing my fucking Sublime get fucked up shit. Like, really? Like, no, he's not. He's a fucking Carhartt wearing dude. That's about it. And he never had a job, by the way. So remember that whenever he wears his Carhartt, and you're like, oh, he's the everyday man. No, he's not.
No, he is the everyday man. You know, the most people that don't have a job and just sit at home, live off the government, and buy expensive shit because, you know, we fund it. Yeah, it's pretty much the everyday man.
Yeah.
His parents are rich. He's living off of his parents. His parents have money.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of rich people without Arm & Hammer. I can't. It's just
I'm so sorry that I made you watch it.
I'm not sorry that I watched it. It's just anytime I just think of rich people, that's now what I think of. So are you gonna watch it by Sunday, by the way? Okay. All right. So this Sunday we're doing the Arm & Hammer.
Natalie Grace. We'll talk about Natalie Grace and Arm & Hammer.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll do a twofer.
Okay.
But yeah, But yeah, I didn't even know that his parents are rich.
Yeah.
Speaking of rich,
yeah, Fetterman.
people,
Yeah, his parents are rich.
Yeah, I did not know that.
speaking of rich people, here's a good segue into something that's going to go ahead and fuck everybody by rich people. International Monetary Fund is working on a platform for central bank digital currencies to enable transactions between countries. Yay.
Yay.
All these rich motherfuckers just want this shit to happen. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you all for a while it's coming. And now it's even being announced to the IMF. Not even just your local fucking country making a central bank digital currency. Oh no, they want to make like an international one too, which is why whenever I started hearing about Ripple and all that shit, RXP or XRP, whenever it came to all that, that's the banker's coin, you fucking idiots. All the people that were all over XRP and shit, you guys were for centralized fucking shit. And all of you will be all, it's going to make so much money. No, what it's going to do is make so much control because you fucking retards were all over it, not realizing that's a banker's coin. All those motherfuckers that were involved in that were for the bankers. Yeah, but that
told you, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's exactly from the beginning. I told them that because that's a bridge currency, and that's what they wanted as is a bridge currency in order for one country to transact to another country like that and then change their money over. That's the whole point of it. You guys just fell right into it.
Yeah, dude, freaking hate people, man. Like, just leave it alone.
Right. Well, yeah, dude. And it's going to keep coming like this. We already know that FedNow is going to be coming up, and we're waiting for our own central bank digital currency to be coming up. But it still pisses me off, and I'm about to start making some videos about it again. Is the FedNow shit? I haven't seen any updates on it. But yeah, July 4th is when it's being released, on our Independence Day, and we're going to lose our financial independence. Any sort of like transaction you make, they're going to fucking see no matter what, whether you want to or not.
Can I want to interject real quick on something because, like, it just reminds me of like stuff being done like clandestinely, like secretly, like behind closed doors type thing. So John Durham, he what
the fuck is it?
He has a hearing tomorrow. He had a hearing today, but it was a behind closed doors hearing. Tomorrow it's going to be like on TV. And if you look on, like the house.gov and you look at their schedule for tomorrow, they have so much stuff that they have committees on tomorrow at the same time. Yeah, that's what you're talking
about. Yeah.
That it's ridiculous. And part of it is, I pulled it up because we always talk about, the NDAA, right? Well, that's a huge thing that they're talking about tomorrow on like what to amend and whatever of it. And I sent it to you, Biz, on our Discord.
Okay.
It's like
a that was that thing. Yeah, that was the thing you sent.
I started looking at that.
Yeah, and it talks about like the different like what projects they're funding and everything. And they're gonna be talking about that tomorrow. They're gonna be talking about EPA stuff. Like they have a guy going on talking about how they're gonna try and get rid of like big trucks and buses by 2027, and then all of them be gone by like 2050. Like
it's all by design. It's all by design. They've got the Durham thing. All that is on purpose. So that way, you don't know what to look at and you don't know. And once again, they will put the Durham thing up there and then they will put the NDAA stuff out there and then they will run with the NDAA stuff and then just put Durham on the back burner and nothing ever happened. Like, oh, now, whatever he said. Right. But I mean, you got all that happening, right? But, and then we're talking about the money. Do you really want to trust these people? Oh, fuck. I forgot again. I got to change my.
Use.
Following up from some.
There you go.
announcements earlier this year. During the department's regular oversight of our execution of Presidential Drawdown Authority for Ukraine, we discovered inconsistencies in equipment valuation for Ukraine. In a significant number of cases, services used replacement cost rather than net book value, thereby overestimating the value of the equipment drawn down from U.S. stocks and provided to Ukraine. Once we discovered this misvaluation, the comptroller reissued guidance on March 31st, clarifying how to value equipment in line with the financial management regulation and DoD policy to ensure we use the most accurate of accounting methods. We have confirmed that for FY23, the final calculation is $3.6 billion. And
bullshit.
For FY22, it is $2.6 billion for a combined total of $6.2 billion. These valuation errors in no way limit or restricted the size of any of our PDAs or impacted the provision of support to Ukraine. And while the DoD retains the authority to utilize the recaptured PDA, this has no bearing on appropriated USAI or Ukraine PDA replenishment funding approved by Congress.
If you don't know what that means, they made an error by $6.2 billion.
During the
Is that going to add on to the $1.5 trillion that are just like missing in the audit that they did earlier this year?
Yeah, so it's 7.7 trillion that they just we made a mistake. We underestimated how much we really sent. No, guys, look, listen.
And just remember, they want to. Right. Well, remember, they want to keep hiring agents to make sure your fucking P's and Q's are right.
Yeah.
They want more IRS agents and they can't even keep their books straight. No.
No.
Fucking bullshit.
No. Well, we overestimate. So where'd the money go? So then I guess we're owed 6.2 billion. No, we're not going to give it back to you. What we're going to do is give them more money. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's unbelievable. It just keeps going. They keep just bending over and going, hey yo,
right. Well,
yo.
And the worst part is that they keep doing that shit, and there's nothing exactly that ever gets fucking done. Ever.
No, did it twice. So far, it's twice. We miscalculated in 2023 and we miscalculated in 2022 by a couple billion.
But you know what? Let's go ahead and just get rid of the debt ceiling until 2025 so we can raise by 4 to 6 trillion. It'll be okay. It'll be fine.
And they want us to do our taxes correctly.
Yeah.
Like, here's an idea. Why don't you just take what you want out of my paycheck and then just leave me alone?
Just leave me the fuck alone. Yeah.
Why do I got to do math at the end of the year? You make these rules. I got to do math. I'm not good at math.
Right. I never got that. Why am I
good at math either?
Right. Well, I never got that. Why am I doing your job? I don't go to McDonald's and order a hamburger with a side of mustard and all that other shit so I can fucking put it on. You guys are telling me what the fuck I owe. You take it. You fucking kiss my ass. I don't have to do your paperwork at the end of the fuck you, man. Like, that is so annoying.
Imagine you went to McDonald's and they gave you everything separately and they're like, here you go. It's like, wait a minute. What? Can you just put it? No. That's what you guys do.
Yeah, you have to pay, and then you have to pay them regular price plus a tip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By the way, when did everything become like a tip included? Like,
oh fuck that! I don't tip a
goddamn
person except for a fucking waitress and shit.
Yeah, and then they will literally, they're like, oh, do you want to spend the rest of your change to give to children with cancer? And you're like, no, not today. I already came here. Already. Oh, you don't want to give to kids with cancer?
Yeah, they try to make you feel bad.
Can you keep your fucking mouth down, lady? I've already been here twice today. You shut the fuck up. I get it, sir. You don't have to curse at me. You don't have to give the kids the cancer. I've already given it to you. Shut the fuck up. It's like I go to the Goodwill.
But here's the thing, though, is that they say, hey, you want to give to charity? And they have nothing up there that says what charity it goes to. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, is it like the charity, like your gas fund or something for like all the employees at the store? Like you need to be more specific on what charity it is. And if it is your gas fund, I'd be more than happy to help you out. Just tell me what it is.
Right. Yeah. Well, often enough, whenever it's like stuff for kids and whatever else, I'll usually be like, all right, yeah, round it up and stuff. But there was one time whenever all this shit started happening. I think it was about a month. No, I think it was about probably about a half a year to almost a year in. I forgot, somewhere around there. I was at a gas station. We're like, you want to give the rest of your money towards giving money to masks for kids and blah blah. I was like, no. For one, the kids shouldn't be wearing that shit. For two, they don't want to. For three, go ahead and show me a test where they actually fucking do what you say they do. So, but I didn't say all that. I just was like, no.
Well, my wife got me because I was like, fuck them, because East Coast. I'm like, fuck everybody else, and she's like, no, we have, so just give. I'm like, no, I mean, what am I gonna give? They literally, it's a takeout meal. What do I gotta give them $2 for? What they get paid? And she's like, no, give, whatever. And she would give. And then now I just end up giving. I don't care. But I mean, every time I go to the Goodwill, it's just like, I'm here at least once a day. And you ask me the same question every time. Now I have a rule. If it's under 50 cents, no. If it's over 50 cents, yes. Is what my rule is.
Yeah.
So that's basically what my rule is, because I don't like change, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm buying microphones for $14.
Right.
Right. I'm buying Yeti microphones for $14. I'm like, well, okay, I give you the change, whatever, $16. But yeah, man, it's all of a sudden it became a thing that, oh, you want to give your change away?
Not really.
Am I? But that's another thing that's another thing that they're doing is exact change. Have you guys had that?
No.
Yeah. We only take exact change. I've seen it a couple times.
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably because they don't have a drawer.
Well, I mean,
then guess what? Eventually, you're going to take exactly 0 customers, unless everybody has a card.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we only take some vending machines do it too. Like the vending, I went to a vending machine the other day, and it was either card or exact change, and it was like $4.30. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was at the zoo. It was $4.50 for a Gator. Yeah. It was a Gatorade, $4.50 plus tax. It's like exact change only.
Doing that is the cut down on being able to give you money back, because they want you to not have to expect anything back, because it's going to all be digital soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's one big fucking ploy right into that.
I felt dirty the other day giving cash. Like I felt weird. I know, but I felt weird. Like I gave I take out
somebody walks up next to you and it's like, you're like, I'm sorry.
No.
It's like
But no, I like
paper.
Like I go to garage sales and I give them cash and it's like, oh, okay. But like when I go to the stores and I give them cash, I feel like they're looking at me like,
oh, well,
are you using paper money? Who uses that anymore? And it's like, God. Motherfucker, do you understand? You understand? It's still, they look at you like, and then they do the change thing. Like, you want change back? And I'm, yeah, motherfucker, I want change back. Like,
yeah,
what's the matter? You can't count? Use fingers and toes. 7, 8, 9, 10. Give me back my change again. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Well, it's so funny. I went out on a breakfast date with my 1-year-old, and it was impromptu. And I'll never do an impromptu breakfast date ever again with my 1-year-old, because I didn't have nothing for him. But
did he order too many mimosas?
Fucking baby, man. What a drunk.
I had to bring up the fetish squatch
the rest of the day. But no, so we were cashing out, and I would carry cash on me all the time. Not a lot, but I carry some to pay for things, obviously. And so I went to go pay for our meal or what have you, and the line was backed up 3 people, and everyone was paying in cash, which I thought was actually pretty cool. But the people that were working there didn't like it at all because they didn't have their drawer ready. So they had to go in the back, count out a drawer for like whatever. And like it took us like 10 minutes for them to come back and
they're
then
like,
cash
hold on,
it all out.
customers. I actually have to do my job.
Yeah. It's like because they're all paying on the iPads and stuff like that, and you're like,
oh, dude, the
and
gas station by my house, they have like one of the automatic checkout things, and I think Davey saw my post that one day when I was like, fuck Skynet, don't let the robots win. I told that guy because it wasn't working. He laughed and got in line, but I do that shit every day. Not too long ago, one of the ladies that was in there, like I was in line and that was open, and she looked at me, you want to use this? And I just like, no. Simple as that. No.
I'm sorry. How much do you make an hour here?
Right.
How much do I make an hour? No, I'm not doing it myself.
Exactly. Well, and I've said that a few times too, to some of the people at the counter. I'm like, you realize this is just taking somebody's hourly wage, right? That's all it is. Like this thing that's stupid as fuck that just scans an area that gets paid nothing but electricity is taking your hourly wage or somebody's hourly wage for you to just be like, oh, it's convenient. No, it's not. It's fucking lazy. That's what it is.
Now, if they gave me a discount.
Yeah, give me a 10% discount for using that fucking bullshit, then maybe.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I know Target gives you a discount. I mean, now that nobody uses it, everybody gets a discount at Target.
Right. Yeah.
But I know some places like Academy, which let me tell you, it's funny. I didn't know what Academy was when I first got here. And now Academy is like my favorite place ever. Like I got this shirt from Academy. It says tastes like freedom.
Dope.
Yeah. I love Academy.
I don't think that they're definitely not around. Oh,
Academy
yeah, it's not by me. Yeah.
I had no idea what it was. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, like they have Magellan stuff. Their brand is called Magellan. And now I look and I see people with Magellan stuff anywhere we go, and I'm like, they went to Academy.
You're like gelling like a felon.
Yeah, buddy. You go to Academy too. I do too. I like that store. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Dick's, like it's the same thing.
It's pretty not much, like Dick's. I mean, but listen, I went to go.
Yeah, because they actually sell guns. Dick's doesn't anymore.
They don't anymore. Yeah, they used to. But bitches.
But not even that. Dick's is $10 more expensive on everything too. Because I went to buy one of those hand warmers that you put your hands in, and Dick's was $35 for kids. And then I went across the street to Academy, and I got a hunting one for $15. And I went right back to Dick's, and I went, I don't like it. Take it back. And she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Academy's just so much better. But yeah, I never knew what Academy was before, and now all of a sudden, they're like, you want an Academy card? Damn right I do.
Dude, that's how I feel.
I'm coming over here.
I'll be here all day.
Right? I know we're nerding out on stores, but if anybody goes to Wisconsin, fucking Shields, that place is awesome. The Fat Electrician talks about them a lot. Shields,
they got them here.
Badass store. They'll carry tons of fucking knives, ammo, all that shit that you want, plus fucking food. It's like Menards, but like Walmart and other shit put together. It's dope.
Miss Menards.
I didn't know it was called Shields. I thought it was called Shells.
Nope, Shields.
It's called because their warehouses, like, by the way, every warehouse is here in Kansas. Every M&M's, Home Depot, Target, all this stuff is here.
Because you guys got that flat land. Oh,
so anybody who doesn't like, Am I frozen still? Am I good?
No.
What are we doing?
Yep, you're good.
Make it funny.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so when you go to the Goodwill, you'll have Yeti cups that people like, brand new Yeti cups for like $15, but it has the names on it of the companies, so they'll say like Target or M&M or stuff or Shields. you know, which is. But I've seen Shields stuff, and I'm like, and I thought it was Shells. I thought that's what it was called, Shells.
Yeah, Shields. That place is pretty dope. I like it way.
Save big money at Menards.
I like Shields like even way more than like Cabela's and all that shit. But Shields didn't have the gun assortment. That's the whole thing with Shields that I saw. At least the one that I went to. Like it could be way better in Cabela's and all that shit if they had more guns and stuff. But then it's like, it just depends on where you go.
Dude, yeah. Cabela's is the best out here. I have to say that. It's so awesome. Like, you just walk into a Cabela's, you go to the gun section, and you go, freedom. Because you will walk in and they will have a room filled with beautiful American guns with like cannons, semi-automatic, I 50 cals and shotguns, and you're just like, I'm in America right now.
I agree, but the bad part is they are charging you for that fucking America scent and everything. Like they are pretty overpriced. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
But aren't Cabela's and like Bass Pro, aren't they like the same company?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Outdoor World.
I think Cabela's bought Bass Pro. I think that they
it's all Outdoor World, which is really weird because my parents used to be part of Outdoor World when we were in Jersey, and we used to go to East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, to a place called Timothy Lake, which was part of Outdoor World, and I didn't know that was like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just always thought like it was just like camps and stuff like that. Now all of a sudden, Outdoor World is like taking over the camper world and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
It's insane.
But it's pretty cool that it is. I mean, I would like one good company to be taking over a lot of that, but it would be nice if they were fully for all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Firearms, all that, instead of being bitches about things.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. Good.
Oh no, go ahead, because I have a segue. Because you're saying and talking about camps, I got a good segue.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about, Alfalfa?
I know.
What about camps?
You're like a cockatiel.
I'm peacocking right now. I'm a peacock, Captain. Let me fly. So you know how we were talking earlier? I was saying like, oh yeah, there's like camps and like Jews guarding Nazis. Found an article to back up what I'm saying. It's a Netflix documentary, and it talks about how there are Jewish soldiers who watch the prisoner.
What? Do you see who's on the right that's his most viewed?
Yeah. Hold on. Bernie Sanders.
About Jews. Yeah. Speaking of Jews.
That's funny.
So.
I'm sorry. I just saw that and I was like, really?
But it's a little bit messed up that they have Ukraine forces here on the bottom that is supporting Nazis. But yeah, sorry.
I'm the funniest person I know to myself.
Yeah, so I just have to, the documentary talks about how there was a black site in Virginia in Fairfax County, and they had Jewish soldiers watching over Nazi prisoners from the war. So I think like before they went places, but it was called P.O. Box 1142. So yeah, and Warner von Braun was in one of those camps. I guess it's probably where they put them before like they like set them out to the U.S. part of it. So it must be part of Paperclip.
Dude, like I was saying, that book is just insane. Like I was saying before, like I knew it was bad back then, but I didn't know it was like I was saying. They found notes, letters that was just from one guy to the other guy, like, hey, you sent me like 30 Jews, 15 of them died.
Yeah.
You want to send me like 100 this time and make sure they're not dead or like, dying on the way here? And it was just, they were ordering it, like you said, like hamburgers. Like, can I get 100 hamburgers? Like,
they didn't give a fuck.
No pickles, hold the onions, maybe some mustard on it.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, we need healthy men from the ages between this and this for this experiment. Like, wait, what experiment?
Right.
Yeah, it was like, and it's insane. And then they're like, yeah, so then they needed them to dig tunnels to make these shelters and stuff. They didn't trust them with utensils, so they made it do it by hand. And you're like, wait a minute, they dug bunkers with their hands?
Yeah, like,
and I'm here like bitching and moaning that I got a paper cut. I'm like, my finger hurts. These mother truckers were digging holes with their hands because they didn't trust them.
Probably like ripping off nails.
No air ventilation.
No, there was nothing. These dudes were just dying from like everything, like from stuff falling on them for being too heavy. They were just skin and bones, literally. Yeah. They would just say that they
randomly hang people. Just being like, hey, here's your motivation.
Well, it was like it was just like the documentary we were talking about the other day, where it was just like the Gwen one, where it's your fault. Like it was like, oh, the rocket didn't work. I mean, I understand you guys really don't have hands or fingers anymore, and you're working with two nubs trying to put these screws in. Like, I get that, but like, since it didn't work and it blew up on impact, I'm gonna hang you so that way everybody else gets a little motivation to use their nubs a little better. And it's like,
yeah,
what? You joking? Like, I just.
It's so weird because like when you're younger and you learn about this stuff, like you're just like, okay, sure, like I have to learn this for a test, but you don't really like. Because it's not until you're older and you're out of like that whole like this is my universe and everything outside of it like never really happened, like it isn't really real type thing, and you stop being a selfish prick and you are like, oh, okay, other people do matter,
right?
So you're just like holy shit, this was like, oh my god.
Like, I learned the German word for Jew like Juden, and I'm just running around with my friends like Juden. And we just run around saying that, and people are like, you can't say that. And I'm like, why? I just learned a new word. They're like, that's got some connotations to it that you really shouldn't be saying. And then you're like, whatever, dude. You don't know nothing. And then now I'm just like, oh. Like, the only movie that has ever made me cry with subtitles was A Beautiful Life. It's a Beautiful Life. Have you ever seen that? It's about the concentration camp, and the little kid and the father's just sitting there trying to make it like a game and stuff like that, and it's subtitled, and you're reading it.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. It's like, it's the first movie that I read that ever made me cry because I felt so bad, and I felt it. This father is just sitting there doing everything he can to make sure the son doesn't realize he's in a Nazi concentration camp. And he's just, they're making it into a game and everything like that. And then the Americans come in and he's looking for his father, and mom and dad are nowhere to be found. And you know what happened to mom? Yeah. And I was just like, I'm just sitting there bawling my eyes out because this guy's
movie.
Yeah. He's just, and the dad is like all smiles. He's like, and he's just doing all these things to make the kid laugh and feel good. And it's sad. But yeah, you don't realize until like that kind of like you get into, I don't think you really feel feelings till you have kids, to be honest with you.
I can see that.
You don't really feel feelings because, I mean, even if you talk to some of these people who don't have kids, we're talking about abortion lately, they're just like, it's a zygote, Do you have kids? No. Then you don't know. You have no idea, do you?
Yeah, that is one of those things. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a pretty big proponent of being like, you're dumb if you want to say that if you're not this, if you're not that, blah, blah, you shouldn't speak up on something. Because even whenever it comes, it's like some gun control, blah, blah. Like, some people can speak in on it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a gun, okay. I don't I'm not going to listen to you as much, but you can still speak on it. But I am kind of one of those people that where if somebody starts speaking on things about children and shit, if you don't have a kid, I'm not going to listen to anything you fucking say.
Yeah, you have no idea.
I don't care if you're a teacher for 30 years without a kid. I don't care if you're a fucking psychologist, whatever else. If you don't have a kid and you're trying to speak to me about kid stuff, get fucked. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, that story's hilarious. We're
talking about asshole kids, so I just
bring it up. Speaking of asshole kids.
Speaking of Jews and asshole kids, let's go.
Jews and asshole kids. That should be the name of this episode.
Great segue. I was like, come on, like we have to talk about it.
Oh.
Best
I saw this the other day. I actually thought it was it's fucked up, but it's kind of funny.
I
don't know if it's
the whole situation's fucked up.
I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's entirely true. Yeah. Do you want me to bring it up or you want to bring it up?
You bring it up.
Okay. My
husband already scolded me for laughing at some parts of it.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
He's like, "You're horrible," and I'm like, "But like, come on!"
Jewish teacher resigns after anti-Semitic harassment from 12-year-old student.
All right, I'm sorry, but no matter what a 12-year-old says to you,
a 12-year-old student. And like the teacher is 25 years old.
Yeah,
and
get the fuck over it, bro.
In their history class, they started talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
And the kid was being an asshole.
Yeah, get over it. You're 25, you fuckface. Could be in a bitch.
Here's the thing: is that there's nowhere in this article that they bring up that they actually contacted the parents of this kid.
Right. Okay.
Even though they say they tell the parents in this.
Now, right here,
they say
the child. Hold on. The child is now facing a misdemeanor charge of criminal. Fuck you.
Yeah.
If you. Yeah. Oh my God. If you are a person who's actually putting that toward a child, you deserve to get your fucking ass beat.
The child is now facing a misdemeanor charge for criminal harassment.
Whoever is doing that deserves to get your ass beat. You deserve to get punched right in your fucking mouth.
Now, here's another thing that I don't like. School officials later held a restorative circle in which the student, Robbie Lee, and an administrator reflecting. Where's the fucking parent?
What's with
if my kid had come in, had this, and I wasn't a part of this, I'd be furious.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be furious. Yeah. How could you have an administrator, my kid, and the teacher sitting in a room talking about this, and I'm not involved? And then here comes my favorite part. Did finally student make harmful comments? The swastikas, canisters labeled. Let's see. News outlets later second drawing which featured but he told Insider Harassment continued in the hallways that the boy made jokes about the Holocaust.
Go up to the first paragraph. Go down. Underneath the picture.
Yeah.
Robbie Lee
news outlet Inside said
Let's Insider said it has viewed the sickening drawing.
Which also featured the word sorry. What the student said was an apology letter.
That's kind of funny.
That's the part I laughed at because I was like, oh my God, what an asshole. But how could you not laugh at that? I'm like,
but look at the writing. Look at the writing. It looks like a 6-year-old trying to, dear Mr. Robley, I personally bat evading weird no cap man bun. So is witched telling teacher I don't appreciate you. And then there's Hitler.
This kid is a fucking savage.
Well, okay.
Sorry, but it's
someone in the Twitter comment section was like, how do you know it's not Charlie Chaplin? And that's all I
lost. This kid's like, sorry, Jew.
What as an adult, and if you see that as an apology, how I'm a horrible parent because when my kid does something bad and I know it's bad, I laugh.
I still
just can't
laugh
help
too.
myself.
I know I do too.
And so I don't know how. Granted, he's 25, and I don't know, but
Safari Jew.
Like, well, apparently the kid also had, like, they said that he made homophobic slurs too, and I'm just like, well, you have to be more specific.
I think, to be honest, with a lot of this now, when it comes to like teachers and shit like that, they'll never make it a law. But I think most places should not hire you as a teacher until you're fucking 30. To be honest,
at this point,
this is
assholes. This is like a prime example. Kids are assholes.
Yeah, so learn how to get over it. Yeah, sorry, Jew.
know.
If that kid, that 12-year-old got to you, you are a pussy. You should not be a fucking teacher.
But this is my favorite part. The district later placed Rob Lee on administrative leave, citing the student's allegations that the teacher made a face at him in the hallway. So he got put on administrative leave because he made a face at the kid. The kid can say whatever he wants.
It says, Robley told Insider that he stuck his tongue out at the student in a moment of frustration after the boy swore at him.
I decided to be a cunt to that little kid. This fucking dude. I am not bothered by the ignorant comments of a child. Yeah, you are, you fucking bitch. Robley wrote in a statement to be read at a meeting at the end of the boy's suspension. I am bothered that without proper intervention, this hate will continue to fester. What hate? He made fun of you, and you're a pussy. Well,
and here's the thing: is like someone made a very good point. This teacher missed a very good teaching moment, a very good opportunity for a teaching moment for this kid. Instead, this teacher took it personally because he made fun of his man bun. I guess
because he's a bitch.
And I mean, what the kid said wasn't right. It wasn't right. But like, as an adult, you gotta be like, listen, you have to understand, like, you saying this means, but with the implications of things, and get the parents involved. That's why I was just like, I don't know. So they didn't get the parents involved in this at all. I made sure I've read the article twice. Not once did it mention they reached out to the parents.
Oh no.
He should have farted on the kid and just said, I pardon you.
Oh I mean, he could have tried. That's not even good enough, though. This kid fucking won. This kid won.
Yeah. They have memed. Okay, I found this article on Twitter. The comment section was freaking savage. They took the picture that the kid drew and memed it everywhere in the comment section.
That's awesome.
I saw the birth of a meme. I've never seen it before.
And they're starting the Blake said that Blake Davis said that the district also seeks to introduce a No Place for Hate club, a student-led initiative at, I don't know, regional high school in the middle school. Once again,
Go ahead. Sorry.
Once again, as we've been discussing, this is another thing where you let kids discipline the kids. It's a weird thing. I'm starting to see it more and more.
Sense.
And it's kind of weirding me out. It's kind of weirding me out. Not gonna lie.
Go back to the article real quick, because it says, okay, so, but she said the district handles incidents of hate or bias by removing the student from the classroom for a due process probe while educational services are still provided. The district then either introduces accountability consequences, such as detention or suspensions, or restorative interventions, such as anti-bias training. Blake Davis told the Eagle.
Anti-bias training so means that you have to fucking think like we think. That's exactly what that means.
And then it says if action is taken, parents are notified and the district will contact law enforcement if necessary. Not once did they say the parents are notified.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
They've never said the parents are notified at all.
So since they apparently the kid is now, they've filed charges against the kid. So I guess his parents had to be notified at least now. The second that the kid drew a picture or said something, that's when you shoot off an email. Do you know how many emails I get from my kids' teachers for everything?
You know how many emails I once sent to this kid's parents? We need to have them on the podcast. I think it would be hilarious. It'd be awesome. Have this kid on the podcast. Somebody better contact this kid. You all, whoever, wherever he's at, Dalton Police, where's that? Pittsfield, wherever that is. Contact him.
Wakanda,
be awesome.
Wakanda Regional School, Wakanda Regional High School, wherever it is. I want to talk to this kid. This kid could be the next Kid Rock, not Kid Rock, next Chris Rock. I understand. I don't condone burning, but I understand.
I don't know who. I want to meet this kid's parents because he trolled the fuck out of this fucking Robley fucking douchebag teacher that couldn't handle a 12-year-old. Oh my god, this is amazing. This dude, that's funny.
No cap, man, bud. No cap, man, bud. It's my favorite part.
Oh man. No cap, man, but
no cap, man. Oh shit. Oh man. This kid is the greatest. This kid is the next Pryor. I swear to God.
That's yeah, that's pretty fucking funny. But it's so stupid that they can like get away with doing this. Like the fact that these teachers can complain and be all sorts of butthurt about things and start like filing
yeah.
Learn how to deal with the world. And what is that saying though?
They'll press charges on a kid for something like that, but not someone who considers themselves trans and then rapes a girl in a bathroom. Okay.
Well, here's the thing: this bitch ass, this fucking pussy ass, bitch ass 25-year-old teacher can't handle a kid so much that he needs the world to be shaped to him. Remember this saying, parents and people out there: don't shape the world for your kid. Shape your kid for the fucking world.
Yeah.
You can't change everything else. Stop being that way. People are gonna fuck with you. Learn how to fucking deal with it.
I just can't believe they're trying to press charges on the child.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm gonna make who wants to make a wager with me?
All right.
Who wants to make a $1 bet?
Okay.
You want to guess the color of the kid?
Oh
no. You guys can. I'm not going to.
I'm betting
I'll
white.
hold the money.
No, I'm betting black.
To be honest.
You think so?
I'm betting black. This kid is. If it was a white kid, this teacher probably would have slapped him. But he gave his keys and left.
You could be right.
And then the teacher got suspended for making a face at the kid. And then they didn't call his parents. They called the cops.
Right.
I'm guaranteeing you this kid is black. And I'm just going by all the things that happened. Because if it was a white kid, they would have definitely called his parents first.
Right.
They would have definitely had his parents in there. They would have sent the kid to sensitivity training. And they would have sent this. It would have been a big, giant story. I'm guaranteeing you. And they didn't do any of that stuff. The teacher resigned.
Right. Well, and speaking of a segue into that to a fucking stupid ass kid that should have been having shit cut on him in the first place, we go to Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden to plead guilty to 3 federal charges that we've all been talking about for a while. So we'll see where this goes. It's
what the fuck is that?
Those are
that fucking heinous toe. Jesus Christ.
Is that Archie Manning's fingers? What the fuck is that?
Hunter Biden Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden, will plead guilty to 2 tax misdemeanors and struck a deal with federal prosecutors to resolve a felony gun charge, the Justice Department said Tuesday in court filings. Now, that's one thing that is surprising to me is that everything that he's getting charged with and taking this super sweet deal that's not going to get him kicked out of shit. Basically, why is nobody else getting that? All these other people that are in jail and shit for this exact same thing. Oh, wait, but they won't blame that on white privilege, will they? No. Why would they? Even though they want to blame everything else for that. As a part of the plea agreement, the Justice Department has agreed to recommend a sentence of a probation for the 2 counts of failing to pay taxes. Right, Joe Biden and your IRS, in a timely manner for the years 2017 and 2018, according to sources. Hunter Biden owed at least $100,000 in federal taxes for 2017 and at least $100,000 in 2018, but did not pay what was due to the Internal Revenue Services by the deadline. No shit. A judge will have the final say on any. This is the worst. What the? It's CNN. That's why. The plea deal will have immediate reverberations in the 2020. Okay, right there. What does that matter? What?
I don't know if immediate reverberations means.
It just backlash in 20. But what the fuck does that matter?
Hold on.
He's not. They keep saying this. The reason why I'm asking that question, they keep saying this. He's not running for president. He has nothing to do with anything with that. So they keep telling us to fucking not worry about it. Keep pushing it off. Doesn't fucking matter. He has nothing to do with anything, right? That's what we keep getting told, right?
Yeah.
So why does that matter?
Because they're doing what they always do. They're getting ahead of it, so that way they can say, "See, we told you." So they always project
a little bit of that.
They always project.
Well, yeah, I can see a little bit of that, but here's the bottom line. They're fucking liars. That's why.
Yeah.
They want you to believe one thing. They will say this and say, blow it off, whatever else. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. Then when things happen, now all of a sudden it has reverberations for 2024. That's because you fucking pieces of shit were lying from the beginning. Get fucked with that. Like, it's so fucking dumb. They think people are so fucking stupid. This should show you that they think that you're stupid because they kept pushing this shit off.
And people aren't. Well, I mean, come on. You have these people fighting.
That's why I need to be like, stop being stupid.
Yeah, they have people literally fighting over this on TikTok. Like there's people like, I don't understand. When did it become? Weren't the liberals against the establishment? A couple years ago, eat the rich, all this, like, we don't like capitalism, but now they're sticking up for the government. Like, what?
Yeah, here's one thing, people. Just remember this: if you are think you're for the resistance and you're sporting all this stuff that all these corporations and the government is sporting, you know, pride flags and all that other jazz, just remember you're not part of the resistance.
Speaking of, I gotta find the article. Did you see Minnesota is not putting up any other flag other than the Minnesota flag or the United States flag?
Whoa, Minnesota?
Minnesota. You know, Dearborn, where everybody was like, people were fighting against
liberal.
People were fighting against immigrants. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, it's changed. Now all of a sudden, everybody's like, all the conservatives over there are like, you guys wanted the immigrants in, we didn't, and now you guys are paying the price for it. Because they don't want trans flags up. Nothing. None of those flags up at all.
Well, hold on. And a little bit more. Prosecutors have been examining the 2018 incident in which the firearm owned by Hunter Biden ended up in a tossed by his girlfriend into a dumpster. We all know about that. So they're going to start going more into that.
You mean his dead brother's his wife?
Yeah, which
His
is
girlfriend,
really
that
fucking weird.
yeah.
Personal struggles, drugs. That should be all that really goes under there. But
Parmesan. Drugs.
Parmesan. But nonetheless, it's funny that starts getting pushed out. Somebody, yeah, go ahead, Mama.
Oh, I just want to say, I kind of feel like this coming out, this Hunter Biden thing coming out, is almost like a little bit of a release valve type thing, because
That's what
all
I'm
this
saying.
shit is, yeah, all this shit is going on with Trump and has been going on, and you know how many times I've been telling you for a while. I was like, something needs to, like, they're gonna do something that's gonna be like a little release valve, because they can feel the pressure coming, and a lot of people are just fed up, they're done, and they need to give them something. They need to give them some meat to like
exactly.
calm them down a little bit. But I don't think it's
still
gonna
ain't
work
really
with
worth
the
a
bullshit
shit
that they're doing with it.
And it still really ain't worth a shit, because we know all that stuff's gonna be going. But what about all the evidence on the big guy? You know, the guy in office that we can't fucking do anything to because now he's president.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
do you
what's
think
going on with
like you're
Sam
gonna try
Bankman-Fried too?
Right. Well, you're gonna try to appease people, but do you think they're really gonna be appeased? Like, we keep seeing all this bullshit happen, and it pisses me off a lot that people just seem to be going, still appeased, but there's no, it sucks because there's only so much we can do without taking action that nobody wants to fucking take. Like, we can only get so loud when we call people, and that's what I keep telling a few people that I want to make a little bit of a series on it. It's like, it doesn't matter what ism you want or how much we do anything. What is coming in is this neo-communism where nobody gives a fuck. Our own fucking government doesn't give a fuck. And I don't even know if it fucking matters toward this next fucking election. I like Vivek, but do we think he is going to actually really get in? Like, or even Trump, if people fucking still wanted to get in? I don't even know if he has a chance to now. And it's not even if he gets indicted on anything, because you can even look it up. Like, really, if you get it, even a felony and shit on you, you can still run for president as long as you didn't fucking kill somebody, as far as I know. So
I don't know.
What do we think is going to happen?
I don't know. I think the 2024 election, I think, is weird. It's weird. It's
gonna
strange.
be wild.
It doesn't feel. It's gonna sound really sad,
Biden
but it
saying
feels
that he's
kind of
not
hopeless.
going. Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, Biden's sitting there saying he's not even going to debate, and then RFK wants to debate. So does Trump wants to. Other guy.
I don't know. Well, I'll say this: RFK. I know your feelings on him. I get it.
Yeah, I know.
But with what's going on right now, though, with what happened with him on Joe Rogan, and then Joe Rogan asking that next guy,
douchebag,
to do a debate, and then like that, him blowing up and being a little pooswa about everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. But
it's weird.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah, and it's funny that. And it was even on a TV show that Hotez douchebag went on there, like, we don't really debate in the field of science, but that's the whole point of science.
That's not science.
No, it's not science.
Propaganda.
Exactly. That means that it's totalitarian. You must do as we say, and that is science. You do debate.
I found an article really quickly.
I am the science.
A sense of betrayal. Liberal dismay as Muslim-led U.S. city bans trans flags. Many liberals celebrated when Hamtramck, Michigan elected a Muslim majority council in 2015, but a vote to exclude LGBTQ plus flags from the city property has soared reactions. So yeah, they're not going to let them.
Well, it's just also in like Calgary in Canada, there's Christian groups and Muslim groups coming together to protest Pride Month.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Italy, they're not doing Pride Month. They're doing Pride Family Month. Proud of your family or something like that month, where they're not. Yeah. They're doing Pride Family Month where they're not doing it. You know, and it's like, listen, it's about who you're having sex with for the most
That's the whole
part. Like,
thing to me. Like, I just don't understand why is it so fucking important. Cool, do that, whatever. But when it
ESG,
comes
buddy.
to I mean, we know, yes,
Mhm.
we definitely know, but a lot like that's what I try to like. I try to put my mind frame into the whole push. Like it just doesn't make sense. But then we understand the whole ESG deal, which other people still don't. It still is something to explain to them, but it's a pretty weird thing to push. Like, cool, you're gay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like beyond that, what does it do? Like, why do you need to like it just doesn't make any sense, but we know where it's going now with the whole ESG deal and the fucking soon to be one world everything that people want to fucking have coming, WEF and all them, Klaus Schwab, fuck you. But yeah.
But
and
it's
coming in a lot more.
It's so funny that we're all talking about this war with Ukraine. By the way, you know what I realized the other day? All these people are rah-rah in Ukraine, right? Same people who say they're communists, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The same people who have the hammer and sickle on their shirt, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where'd the hammer and sickle come from?
I don't know.
Russia.
Oh yeah.
The USSR.
Mm-hmm. Those original Soviet.
Yeah. So you are just so stupid. You are stupid. Do you not understand how dumb you look? You hate Russia. You think Putin's this, Putin's that. You're going for Ukraine and you're wearing the hammer and sickle that came from the Soviet Union. It makes no and once again, folks, I'm retarded. So, and I understand that.
Oh, you want to speak of a little bit of that? Let's go ahead and go into how fucking stupid it is.
Bandera.
Now, I will bring this back a little bit. I didn't really watch a whole lot of it, but let's go ahead and go, RJ. The Israeli ambassador to Ukraine has attempted to justify Kiev's support for Stephen Bandera, saying the Nazi collaborator who was responsible for killing Jewish, Russian, and Polish civilians during World War II is a source of inspiration for the country during rough times. How lost do you have to be as a country to be like, a Nazi dude? All right, yeah, let's go ahead and be like, yeah, let's put some support on this guy. Yeah.
Ukraine has attempted to justify Kiev's support for Stepan Bandera, saying that the Nazi collaborator who was responsible for killing Jewish, Russian, and Polish civilians during World War II is a source of inspiration for the country during tough times.
Our view of such personalities as Bandera is very different from the view of most Ukrainians. Indeed, these people...
That guy's eye.
What the...
Crazy, yeah. Sorry.
I didn't even realize it's like floating.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you put the blurred background so that way you can see the background better?
For the independence of Ukraine, they wanted to see Ukraine without Jews, as well as without Poles, communists, and many.
Without Jews, like they're just straight up saying it.
More. But Ukraine is experiencing a colossal tragedy today. It's been attacked, aggressed, and Ukraine is in search of its heroes. We don't like these heroes, but for most Ukrainians, they are heroes who fought for independence.
We don't like these heroes, but you know what? Good enough.
As a reminder, Stepan Bandera led the Organization of Ukrainian Nationalists, which advocated for ethnic nationalism targeting Jews. Bandera and his followers collaborated with Nazi Germany in exchange for support for Ukraine's independence during World War II. Russian President Vladimir Putin claimed that neo-Nazi support in Ukraine was one of the reasons for launching the military offensive against the country.
Yep, as he did from the beginning.
Since childhood, I have always had many Jewish friends. They say Zelensky is not a Jew. He's a disgrace of Jews. Bandera and his accomplices are the ones considered heroes of Ukraine today. They are those who today's Ukrainian authorities are defending, both individually and in their ideology. How can we not fight against this? Russia is the country that suffered the most from this. We will never forgive this. If this is not neo-Nazism, then what is it?
And what'd you say, Davey, during World War II? Russia seemed to kind of be a bit of a good guy then. Yeah.
We have the right to consider
you know what,
that
hold on,
our
real
time-
quick.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know what the Russians did? They took the scientists, like treated them as second-class citizens, got as much information as they could out of them, and sent them back.
Yep. And then America's like, nah.
Yeah, and then the U.S. had another operation to go get the ones that they sent back and bring them over.
Exactly.
Target to denazify Ukraine is one of our key objectives.
Journalist and writer Nebojsa Malic believes that Israel's reversal of its stance on anti-Semitism is unprecedented.
I'm absolutely appalled to hear Ambassador Brodsky say this. This is unprecedented. I think Israel has in the past.
He really
always
has a what the fuck
to
look on
any
his
country
face.
in
Yeah, he
Europe,
does. I was just thinking the same thing.
its global
What's
collaboration.
with these dudes' eyes? What's with these dudes' eyes now?
He's like, what the fuck? Like,
guys, I think we should buy tickets and go to Amsterdam and let's go see Vladimir.
No, but like his face, he's really like, I can't believe this shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, holy fuck. He's like the fucking first surprise person to actually be in the news.
Key to their national identity. They were
and that's the whole thing. It is like a key to their national identity because they keep working with that Azov battalion and shit, and they're the ones who fucking have the Nazis in it.
Say, okay, well, these people regard them as heroes, so we should accept that. It's fine. That is just unprecedented.
Yeah,
I mean, is Israel officially changing their policy and saying that, anti-Semitism is okay so long as the people locally say it's
right? That's the whole thing. It seems like it's that with like the left side in this country and shit too. If they are with your ideals, they're okay. As soon as they're against you, it doesn't matter. Like, well, that's the same thing with Biden with fucking Admiral Byrd and well, not Admiral Byrd, Byrd that served in the Congress, the ex-KKK guy.
Yep.
He served your ideals, right?
It's okay. That's just unheard of. So the modern Ukrainian national identity, it is built around hatred of Russians. They're using the SS runes, they're using all this symbolism, and then they're like, oh, well, these are ancient symbols. No. The people who designed those symbols very specifically told the Western press just a couple of years ago that they were modeling this stuff on Nazi symbolism. It's just now it's being covered up because of this whole ongoing conflict and the attempt to justify all this by, oh, we're the poor victims of aggression. Well, guess what? Everybody says that every time.
Hey, but you know what? Don't worry about Nazism over in there. It's fine.
Like you said, it's as long as you agree with my ideals, but once you take that step out, and once again, I'm sorry if you don't like this, people don't like this take, but this is becoming, talking about World War II, this is becoming the same thing, because as soon as you, in Germany, if you thought a Jewish person was nice, goodbye.
I know.
Doesn't matter. Like, if you thought, hey, maybe we shouldn't, goodbye. Wouldn't even think twice. You were against the Fuhrer. And that's kind of what it feels like now. Like with conservative, I'm distancing myself from the GOP because I hate them.
Oh,
I'm starting to hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I'm hating them more and more every day. So I'm more of a conservative.
This is what I call the GOP: grossly overpaid pussies.
Yeah,
because that's all they are.
Yeah. So if you're a conservative, you don't mind the ideals of different thought. You welcome different thought because you want to learn and bounce ideas off and say, hey, whatever. But if you're a liberal right now, once again, Tim Pool is a classic liberal. Like, he doesn't care like what you do and whatnot, but people are calling him far right. Like, how?
Yeah.
Well, because he actually understands that gun laws are an infringement and and certain things like that. And they'll call him somewhat far right, but I will say this: I somewhat disagree with you on the conservatives being super open-minded, because a lot of them kind of aren't. I would say right-leaning is more of the right way to go with that, because there's a lot of conservatives who are just straight Christian conservative that won't listen to a fucking thing you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few of those, and they piss me off too.
Yeah, well,
as
and
much
also,
as
like
leftists.
the term conservatives has been bastardized.
It has, absolutely. Because I'm like, people will consider me conservative, but I'm not at all. What do I conserve? The Constitution. That's it.
Yep.
Where are my politics? Constitution.
Ammunition.
Yeah.
And
I conserve. The only thing I conserve is ammunition. I conserve that shit all day.
No, but you're right, Jack. Conservative has been misconstrued big time.
Yeah, it's been there isn't like any real true like definition of it anymore either, because they lump in like the alt right, because that term was bastardized too, because it was at first was supposed to be the alternative right, like the right light pretty much.
Yeah,
and
that
then it got
actually had
bastardized
outside
into
thought.
it. Yeah, because it was Breitbart and like Lauren Southern and people like that actually coined.
That
like,
went against the
term.
establishment actually too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Lauren Southern got divorced?
Did she?
Yeah, she put out this long post about how she was going through a tough time and last couple of years. Yeah, she ended up getting divorced, and you're extreme right. I got divorced. You're still extreme right. You know, the extreme right don't allow you to get divorced, right?
Yeah. Well, because have you guys heard of like the horseshoe theory?
Like, what do you? I think so.
All right, the horseshoe theory is that someone goes so far left and so far right that they're pretty much the same thing. At the end of the day, and that's pretty much what's happening right now. And I watch some of the people on the right, and I'm like, oh my god, you're being so bombastic and like an asshole.
Yep.
On purpose, and I'm pretty sure you probably don't feel that way just to get clicks and shit like that.
Well, but that like some of that, like I agree with a lot of what Matt Walsh says, but then there's times where it's gonna be like, dude, you're just being a fucking dickhead asshole just to be a dickhead asshole. And I can get that but I like to do stuff like that to bring funniness, and it also make the other side kind of realize in ways that maybe they're being a little crazy, whatever else. No, he's just being a straight up like a douchebag sometimes. There has been a few times where I'm like, dude, you're just being a fucking douche. Like, stop it.
I think that everyone just needs to have, I mean, myself included, like just a piece of like humble pie, and also like not be an asshole pill. Like everyone just needs to take it, because it's just like we've all gone up each other's asses so much, we're like talking out of the same mouth. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why, that's one reason why why I appreciate millennial Spike Lee, because he does still go into a lot of things that I may not necessarily agree with, but he will open your mind to things at least for you to listen to. And there's still some things I don't agree with, but I love the guy because he will actually dive into things and try to dissect them.
Once again, modern day Patrice O'Neal. I'm telling you.
He is to an extent, but I think Patrice. I don't.
Patrice was funnier.
No,
I'll give you that.
No, not even that. Patrice was more awake than.
Yeah.
Now people can say millennial is pretty awake, whatever else, but I don't think he's as awake as Patrice was, especially toward the end.
Yeah.
Patrice.
Yeah. Patrice was on Alex really Jones's show.
Exactly. He was talking shit about the Federal Reserve and shit at the end. I was like, dude.
Yeah. I mean, like I've been listening to a lot of his old, like all of his shit. Dude, he's been gone for like 14 years, man.
Oh, I know.
I can't fucking
that long.
Yeah, it's been like almost 14. Yeah. And but like he was there when after he did Alex Jones and he started finding out about the Federal Reserve, and he was just like, let me tell you, they just take you. They have nothing to do with the government. They just take your money. Do you understand what they mean? They're just taking your money. Oh, dude, yeah. But remember we were talking about Christopher Walken the other day? God, I love me some Jay Moore. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, this is funny as fuck. I watch this.
Please tell the Christopher Walken story.
The first time I met Christopher Walken, I go to say hi to him. As I'm walking up to him, the first thing he says to me is, I can see you coming. Because I'm introducing myself. I'm not a Vietnamese sniper working a tree line. Like it's how, no offense, it's how introductions work. And before I say anything, he goes, I can see you coming. I had my Rottweiler with me. He goes, I can see your dog too. And I go, her name is Shirley. And he says, who cares? And I thought he cared because he brought it up, And he goes, I got to know what happened to your dog, Shirley, Rottweiler. What happened to your dog's tail? It's gone. Where did it go? It's okay, you can tell me. And I'm just standing there like in this driveway going, where the fuck is my dog's tail? And then he gets like real close to me and he goes, it would be great to have a tail. And I'm cool with it. So I look back at him and I go, why? Why is that? And he goes, come on, if you had a tail, everyone would know. If you were angry or upset, they'd see you. They'd see you coming up the block. They'd say, get back. Look at his tail. He's crazy. And I go, well, you probably mean happy. Like people know if you're happy. If you have a tail, you'd wag it because you're happy. And he goes, maybe you and your tail. Yeah, he just cut the ring off on me, right? And then he looked at me like it's my turn to talk. I looked down at the dog and the dog's like, nah, not me. I said, would you rather be able to fly or have a tail? That's what I got out. And he goes, a tail, of course. I go, you'd rather have a tail than be able to fly? He goes, you could always get on an airplane with your tail.
Can you please tell the Christopher Walken story?
I saw that because I remember we were talking about Christopher Walken the other day, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, I fucking love Jay Moore so much.
Dude,
Christopher Walken is
the weirdest motherfucker ever.
He really is. He is.
Get on a plane, with your tail.
You can always get on a plane with a tail. Your dog. What's wrong with your dog?
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, I watched that the other day. That shit was funny as fuck. I was like, that is the weirdest conversation.
But it'd be so interesting though to like sit there and have a conversation with him like what is he gonna come up with next? What is he gonna say next? China's a weird thing. Like the country? No, the plates.
Speaking of a weird thing, I just want to bring up this last thing before we end up going out. We will see what comes of this. But in addition to today's indictment, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate are now being investigated for trafficking minors, money laundering, and witness tampering, along with the other things. So they have been indicted, but they are also over in Russia, but we don't know how all of that is going to pan out, but thought I would share that. Oh, Romania. Yeah. Romania. Yeah. Not Russia. Why the fuck did I say Russia? Fucking Putin.
Are you an agent of Russia?
Yes.
It's on the brain.
It is on the brain, can't lie. But no, over in Romania. And that's one funny thing that somebody did mention. It's why he went over there to do what he was doing as far as the pimping thing and whatever else. He literally said, I'm going to Romania because it's corrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, guess what happened, homie?
But here's the thing, like, so you get him for what was the first time you got arrested for?
Apparently human trafficking.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
So you arrest him for human trafficking. You got to let him go. I don't know how, and then all of a sudden you just
over there they can hold you for so long until they make up basically, or try to put you with another charge. So they can hold you for 30 days, do something else, hold you for another 30 days. They can keep continuing to do that over there.
Mm-hmm. Like,
tell me again.
He was saying like he was in jail for 30 days. They needed to find another thing to keep him in for another 30 days. And he said that he had a conversation on the phone while he was in prison with like doctors that he had, because he had gone to a doctor in a different country and they found like a spot on his lung and they wanted to make sure, like, do a follow-up, make sure it wasn't cancer or something like that. So he had that conversation saying, hey, once I get out of here, I'm going to come and visit you. And they took it as him being a flight risk and that he's going to leave and never come back. So they used that to hold him for another 30 days.
Right.
Is what he said.
Right.
Once again, everybody talks about this country and how our laws are set up, but go to another country and
go
just
to Romania right now.
I mean, just go to another country and see. Like when we had Gio on, remember he was talking about, like, you know, they're just like, I'm not gonna pay you.
Right.
I don't wanna. You're the reason why we're winning, but I don't like you, so we're not gonna pay you. And he's like, and now he's in court and everything in litigation. Like other countries, they will just fuck you. They just bend you over and fuck you, and they don't care. They will buy off. I mean, like just like here. I mean, kind of like here, they'll buy off politicians and whatnot. But at least here, you have a fairer chance. You know.
Well, that's why when you see like all those videos for that, like the dash cams from Eastern Europe, they always have the dash cams on there because people will just hit each other and just like not and just like go away. It's just so they have evidence that someone hit them.
Or not even. You have people literally throwing themselves on somebody's car and like, oh, you hit me. And it's like, no, I didn't hit you. On the camera, it shows you threw yourself on my car. Yeah. You know? So, but all right. I think we should call that. We should call that for today.
Yep.
We shall return Manana.
Mañana.
Did
you say
I say Manana. I say Manana all the time.
Like instead of banana, now it's a manana.
Banana.
I see a manana. I say that all the time, and they look at me like,
dude, I just wait for the photoshops for the banana now. It's gonna be like a banana with a fucking mustache and shit.
I see a banana. Instead of Jose Jalapeno on a stick, it's a banana with a mustache. This is banana. Hi, how are you?
Fucking Jose Selick instead of Bert.
I'm Juan Selick.
Juan Selick. Yeah, there you go. That's way
well, thank you for joining us. Please hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment. Tell us how dumb we are and how great Mama J is. Just make sure you do that. You can find me MW Troublemaker on Twitter, and then you can get everything else from there. Like I said the other day, I don't know what's going on with We Don't Know Either podcast, but you know, we'll see what goes on. And you could also catch us on Sundays. Me and Mama J doing the weekend hangover, where I think we're not even gonna go over the news. We're just gonna start talking about just
fucking crazy documentaries.
About crazy documentaries that we watch that we're watching, because I've started watching the Jared one now.
Oh,
you're so ahead of me.
I know. Listen. Ahead. I have something.
No, because you're just like, well, listen, do you want to know? And I'm like, no, shut up. I don't want to know.
You know what it is I have the iPad now. Well, I've had the iPad and I use it, but I don't use it. And now that, you know, I got stuff to watch on it and listen, I'm just like, iPad, just put it right there. And I just watch it. And I'm just like, and yeah. So this weekend, this Sunday is going to be the Natalia Grace and the Armie Hammer documentaries, because they're both twisted, and I really think the Armie Hammer is a lot worse than the Natalia Grace one. I'll tell you that now.
I had to stop watching after like the first or second episode, and then like that night I had a nightmare.
And like I said, for a woman, that's some scary shit. That's some scary shit that's out there. And guys, I mean, listen, it's pretty privilege. The dude is gorgeous, and these women are gorgeous, and they're just like, I just want to be loved. And he showed me all the love and affection, and then he talked about slitting my wrist and drinking the blood. And that's when I was like, he really loves me.
but I went along with it because it's so hot, and
because he paid attention and knew we went on these extravagant trips. And I know he was married and whatnot, but you know what? He, he told me it was over.
It's over.
Oh, it's over. Biz or Mama J?
You can find me on Twitter at SuburbanMama1, SuburbanMama1, and that's the same on TikTok, and Suburban Mama on just Suburban Mama on True Social. And I just went real quick. Donald Trump. I put notifications on my True Social for like any time Donald Trump tweet truths or whatever.
Tells the
I need to turn it off because there's like an hour a day. I think like he like truths like 1 hour a day, and when he does, it's like a barrage of like truths. Because all of a sudden my phone goes ding 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 ding. I'm like, holy shit, what is going on?
I'm the best there ever was.
Yeah. So anyway, and then you can find me and Biz tomorrow on Thursdays with Jack on the Two Jacks One Scotch podcast. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm not going to be there this Thursday. I'll be on the road. So
where you going?
Legoland.
On the road again.
Going to Legoland.
You going on vacation? Legoland. Good for you. Good for you.
Going on a little bit of a vacay. But I'm bringing my laptop, so I'll be talking to you jokers for a little bit.
Right on.
Ready.
And you'll catch me at Scott_Craiglow on TikTok, Instagram, Business Party Podcast on Instagram. And beyond that, catch us tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Fuck the West Coast. I don't know. But beyond that, we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do towards some other things Patreon wise and blah blah. We were kind of talking in the background. We'll figure out more of that later, and we will let you know some of that. But beyond that, catch us tomorrow. Hopefully see you there. And woo, fuck the moon, we're going to Uranus.
Woo,
love y'all. Have a good night.